Okay, Darnell. First person voted out of Survivor. You've been waiting to talk about your experience for how long has it been? Like a year now? Is that right?
Yeah, they're pretty close.
Because they filmed this season actually before the Second Chance
Yeah, it seems longer than that.
season. And in the past year, how many times have you thought about that moment when the goggles fell off your head? Is that like a nightly nightmare, or is it something you left behind on the island?
I thought about it for a long time, but I mean, I really don't dwell on things too long because I mean, you can't let stuff like that just tear you down. Otherwise, you're just stuck in the same place. So, I didn't really think about it until up to now, and I was like, oh man, here it goes, man.
So you were watching it last night?
Yeah, I watched it last night.
Did you
I
have
watched it more than once.
Oh yeah, were you with family, friends, or did you watch it kind of like alone?
I watched it with family and friends, and then I watched it again because it was a party in and everyone was happy. So I wanted to just really look and see.
And you grew up on the south side of Chicago, and now here you are in the middle of a jungle. What was the biggest challenges for you in terms of adapting to your new surroundings?
The heat.
Oh yeah.
Like that heat was amazing. Like it was a heat I never felt before. Like I got sunburnt out there. It was rough. My whole back was just ate up. And then the fact of just not having water, like that was another scary thing. Everywhere you go, you play sports or whatever, there's always a water fountain. But no, there's no water fountains out there. So that was real, people.
And speaking of sunburns, was it Kyle that had the really bad sunburns on his arms?
Oh yeah, he had them too. Me, Kyle, I think everyone was probably sunburned.
Wow. And let's talk about that crazy tribal council. It's very rare that there's a tie in the first episode, but it was 3 votes for you, 3 votes for Alecia. And what was going through your mind when Jeff read the votes and it came out to be a tie?
I was confused. I was like, I know there was idol talk. Alecia said she was idol. I'm like, do they really think she had, or do they, after that, I'm like, what are they trying to do? Like, I thought this was a no-brainer, and, I guess they was really worried about that. It was confusing.
And then, usually on the show, I feel like after there's a tie, the 2 people that are tied get to speak and get to give a speech about why they should stay. Did that happen for you guys, or did they go right into the revote?
No, we don't. We already had our speeches, and once you once you have your votes, then they just revote.
Oh, okay, so there was no time to plead your case.
Okay. Yeah, we have pleaded our case already.
Gotcha. And you're voted out on day 3. I'm always curious, how long do you stay on the island before you get to go back to America?
You said what?
So after you're voted out, how long did you have to stay on the island before they let you go back to America?
Marcus, I can jump in here and let you know that everyone stays.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the game is done.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I never knew that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then let's go to that moment where Jennifer had that bug in her ear. That was probably one of the grossest moments ever on the show. What was it like actually being there when that was happening?
It was crazy. Like, we didn't, for one, like I said, I didn't know, and I know I'm pretty sure it was a lot of people, like, we were sitting there and we was like, does she really have a bug in her ear? Like, I think Alecia said she had a fish in her ear, and I was like, what? Like, that sounds crazy. What are you saying, Alecia? Right. And I'm like, come on now, but, I thought that Jen probably wanted some attention at first, because, she's a tough woman, she was out there working hard like everybody else, but then you laying down and you screaming and you want some attention, like, what's going on? Like, but then it was that night, you could tell it was someone. She was crying, she was in a lot of pain, and I knew, like, there's something going on, and her ears started to bleed.
Ouch. I was actually watching it with a friend, and my friend was like, "Oh, she's faking. She's faking." And I'm like, "I don't think she's faking. She looks like she's really." That's so interesting. And then, were you there when the little worm crawled out, or were you somewhere else?
Yes, sir. Yes, I was there. We was all sitting around. We seen it. It was like, oh my God, what is that? It was a good night. It was pretty nice sized worm coming out of the ear, and you know, it was crazy.
Did you get any injuries or anything while you were there, or just a sunburn?
Just a sunburn. But one thing about Survivor is, like, a lot of your cuts, if you get cut out there, it doesn't heal quick at all. Like, it stays open for a while. So your body really doesn't heal that well out there. That's one thing that I didn't know. Like, you get cut out there, that can be critical.
Mm-hmm. And so they condensed these 3 days into an hour and a half. So I'm sure something must have happened out there that didn't make it onto TV. Is there anything in particular that you're kind of watching last night and you're like, why didn't they show this or this?
Yeah, a lot of things that happen. You know, there's only a certain amount of things that they can show. I know they just released a clip of me and the yoga that we did. And also, we had a chicken run. One of our chickens escaped, and we were chasing the chicken. We were diving in the bushes and everything to get it. I wish they would have showed that. It was so fun.
So of your 5 tribe mates on the Brown tribe, who do you think has the best chance of making it to the end, who could actually win the $1 million?
I think, can I rank on, I think I got to rank for the person that's the best player versus the person that's more likely to win.
Okay.
I think the best player is Jason. He's good. He knows the game. He's playing an aggressive game, but he's playing the wrong game. He's playing the Russell Hands game, and I think it would burn him. Also, I think that Sid has the best chance to win because she's very likable. And I think likable in this game would win you the $1 million over playing aggressive.
Interesting. What about your old pal Sydney? You guys were building an alliance. Was that a real alliance, or was that just kind of for show?
No, it was a real alliance. It was a genuine alliance. I told her, like, you know, if it came down, you know, if it came to, like, you know, a final 2 or anything like that, then, you know, I would take her. That's what my promise to her was. You know, if I promise a person something, I stick to my word. So I did. It was a genuine alliance.
All right. And Darnell, you've been doing a ton of interviews today. Is there anything that you wanted to say that no one's actually asked you yet? It's a tough question.
Yeah, that's a tough question. There's so many interviews. I don't even. No, I don't think people's pretty much touched on everything. I will say this: that I haven't said anything. Like, I've got a lot of feedback from the fans, and I read them, and I want to thank them. Like, it really was helping with the healing process because of the fans, and I want to thank them.
Can the fans follow you on Twitter?
Yes, they can follow me on Twitter.
What's your name on there?
Let me get it right now. I want to know. Okay, it's N0D_24 on Twitter.
All right. Awesome. Well, it was great watching you, Darnell, and we hope you have a great rest of the day here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.